Hello guys, here in this section you're gonna learn about CodeIgniter, which is one of the framework based in PHP, and it uses it's what we call an MVC framework. M as in model, view as in view, and C as in controller. And we're gonna be using this now to learn how to create applications using models, views, and controllers. So there are other frameworks, but the reason we like CodeIgniter is it's very light and it's very powerful, and you can also install this really easily. Other frameworks such as Zen Framework or Symfony, it may take you a day or two just to get it installed correctly. With CodeIgniter, the installation is very quick. So what we have done over here is the CodeIgniter has a really good user guide. So if you go to CodeIgniter user guide and click on table of contents, this is where it has a lot of really good instructions. Now, one thing that you'll notice is there are a lot of stuff over here. So what we did here in the video is, and also on Confluence, is we tried to list the critical pages that you should understand. Now, a lot of things over here you may not use 99% of the time. And especially when it comes to driver, helper, and class reference, you probably won't be using all of it. There are a few that you will be using, and those we have pointed out over here. Okay, so instead of going through all of these over here, my recommendation would be for you to actually go through this in this order and then just study what's over here. If you have some extra time, things that you haven't read before, you can go and read about it, and that will certainly help you, but it's not critical. So what I want to do here in the video is I want to just kind of show you some of the fundamentals, and then we'll leave it up to you to go through each article and then to study it and to ask your coach if you have any questions. But things that I want to go over, okay, this talks about what makes CodeIgniter really good. And let's see, this one is a really good page. So, alright, so let's say someone types in a URL that is trying to access one of the pages in CodeIgniter, okay? And what happens is everything goes through index.php. So in previous assignment, you probably had multiple PHP files, and that was processing things. In CodeIgniter, index.php serves as the front controller, and every request is processed through index.php. It goes through a routing, there's a security, and then it goes through what we call a controller. So the controller is part of the MVC. And then controller talks to drivers or models. Okay, that's where the M model in the MVC framework comes in, or other built-in libraries that CodeIgniter has, or other helpers that CodeIgniter has. But the big thing is models. Okay, so it first goes through the controller. Controller talks to the models, and then gets the necessary information, and then spits the information out to the view. So we break down the MVC framework, and MVC does not just apply in PHP. This applies in multiple other languages as well. So M stands for models, views, V stands for views, C stands for controllers. So go through this diagram, and then also this one gives you a really good explanation about what each one is. So model usually is these contain functions that help you retrieve, insert, and update information in your database. So it's tied to the database, it gets the necessary information, and it gives this information to the controller. So the controller is the intermediary between model and view, and I'll elaborate this a little bit more. View, so what happens is the controller gets the request, gets the information to the model, and then provides the necessary information to the views. And the view pages are what processes or what displays the information received from the controller to the people outside.